fresh when match day comes?
I think that we've got, good planning around this. We knew what to come into. So before we even left South Africa, we were going through some heat preparation with the guys. We were putting them through some pretty hardcore training sessions as well. We know that hydration is the main thing for us and making sure we stay on top of that. So the big thing for us is actually just education, and the players are taking great responsibility around that. Once we get into the game day, obviously it's really important that we short and sharp. So both from our training perspective, building into that, the guys are very mature and they're very confident in what our game looks like. And so once we feel that we've got clarity, we move pretty quickly in the training session. So time on feet's not nearly what it was, but at the same time, we know when game time comes that the guys are mentally tough enough to go through that heat. Heat's not really a factor that we speak about a lot now. We're just making sure the guys are safe, but it's not really an issue for us.
And just about Gino, how great is it, having a guy like Dimitri? When Dimitri gets injured, you are able to replace him with a guy like Gino, who has some experience on the 7th circuit now as well, and he is. Like you said previously, you played him at wing in the TRC, but you prefer him at centre, which I think he also probably prefers. Just talk about that and the depth in the squad.
Yeah, so TRC we wanted to let him on the wing because obviously there's a big responsibility at centre and just that combination, and I think he is better off for it. And then obviously his preferred position is centre. So as we know, the depth in our country is pretty incredible, and even the guys that we've had to leave out before coming to camp, and even the guys who don't make the 30. So everybody's ready to step up, and Gino's just testament to that. He's really started to settle down now after coming back from the 7s. He's full of confidence, and he's very, very excited to play. One thing I will say about Gino, when he wasn't selected, he was very mature about it. He was very positive at trainings, and that makes it easy. Once you see a guy who's so hungry and so selfless, to put him into the team, the guys were really happy for him.
Awesome. And just looking ahead at the match coming this Friday, England, defending champions, they are, by nature, a tough team. And I think they play a bit of similar style to what the South Africans do. Just talk us through, you've probably had a chance now to analyze them a bit more after their match against Scotland. And, just what were some of the highlights for you that stood out?
Yeah, well, I think England, we've had a long look at them for quite some time now. We watched them closely during the Six Nations. We thought they played really well. They played another game against Wales in the build-up and a game against Georgia and then against Scotland again. So, look, they're a big team and they're not world champions for nothing. They deserve to be there. They've played some fantastic rugby. They've got a very good set piece, but they've also got some good athletes that we're aware of and the ability to move the ball. They're a big offloading team, and we know they're pretty excitable. So we've worked really hard in our game and how we think we're going to slow their ball down. But we do feel like it's going to be a great challenge. But we're relying on our mental toughness in this game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Vin. Anyone else?
How's it going? Yeah,
go ahead.
Thanks, Leon. Coach, during the Rugby Championship, you rotated to your side 3 times. Do you think that actually played off now in the big win against Australia, considering what happened a couple of months ago in terms of just your squad depth and knowing that when it comes to this tournament specifically, that you have a squad that you can build consistently on week in and out, making minimal changes, heading towards potentially the playoffs?
No, that's right, Angus. We looked at the TRC and we know it's so important to win all games, and especially at home. But we did make the decision to try and give everybody an opportunity during the TRC. And I know we made 12 changes from our game from Argentina into Australia and then back to New Zealand. But we do feel like everybody who's been in our squad deserved a chance. And I think that those guys actually played really well. We were 12-0 up, almost 19-0 up with the try disallowed just before half-time. They came back at us, and then we came back at the end of that game and we're just a bit short. But those lessons we learned were so valuable for us. And, a loss is only good for you if you actually take the lessons, which we did. And we understand our game a little bit more, and we've had more time to prepare. And I think that was testament to how the guys played against Australia. So the TLC was a great opportunity for us to play, but to blood other guys and to get the synergy in the squad going.
And the last time we spoke, you mentioned that the team during the championship, the rugby championship, that is, they tend to fade in the middle of the match. But what we saw against Australia was absolute clinical start to finish, no fades whatsoever. Was there an emphasis on the fitness heading into this tournament after the championship earlier this year?
No, definitely, 100%. And I think that we've trained well. Malusi's got some real intensity of our trainings around our attack. Lots of ball and play time. We've really stretched the guys, and that's why I keep referring to our mental toughness. We do believe that we've trained well, we've prepared really well, and yeah, I think that TRC environment. Some of the games we played on the sand pitch that we weren't that used to, and we understood that we cramped a fair bit during the TRC, so we've done a lot of work around that. So I just feel like our preparation through the TRC gave us a really good start to this competition, but it's just one game, guys. And the reality is we're in a really, really tough pool, and we're playing the world champions on Friday. So yes, Angus, we're really proud of the guys, and we think it was a great performance. But from the second we got on the bus, on the bus trip home, you could just feel the guys were really, really like taking that win and celebrating it within ourselves. But then we know next day we really go against England.
And just a question for Hashim. Playing against England this weekend, obviously Australia was a different kettle of fish. They are a dangerous team, as we saw during the championship, like I mentioned. But what do you expect from this English outfit, especially with the combination with Vusi Moyo?
Yeah, I think we've done our homework about England, and we prepared well. We do expect them to play exciting brand of rugby as well, as used in kicking game as well. So, I think our preparation towards England has been good so far. We're just going to stick to our DNA. Me and Moyo we've been training well together over the past few weeks, actually, over the past few months. And I just feel our connection is so good, and the way we connect with the rest of the teammates it's been excellent so far. So we're just going to stick to our DNA, stick to what we know, and execute our plan for Friday.
And just the last one from me. You guys played quite a good attacking brand from the backs, but how important was the forwards platform in that match for you guys against Aussies?
Yeah, no, it was very important. I mean, at the end of the day, rugby is a team sport, so you can't do anything without other people helping you. And the foundation that the forwards laid for us was just so simply amazing. I mean, the go forward ball they gave us in the scrums, in the lineouts, in the mauls, everything. It just gave us a perfect platform to execute our set plays and score from first phases.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Leon, should I jump in?
Brendan, yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Yep.
Afternoon. How's it, guys? How's it, Kevin and Hashim? Kevin, just on England, did you guys pick up anything from, or that you can tell us, from the Scotland game that you didn't know before? Did you see anything new that sort of piqued your interest, so to speak?
No, I mean, England scored tries from their own, try line, and so the one thing that we know about them, they're brave. They're prepared to run from anywhere. Like that's what I think Cash was alluding to. They play an exciting brand. We know they're a big team. They like to use their physicality on front football. During the Six Nations, they mauled a fair bit, and they're pretty clinical. So nothing that we didn't really know already, Brenda. We expect, maybe they might think a little bit more of contestable kicking and more of a traditional England style, given how well we attacked. But who knows, Bren? Like I said, we're prepared for everything at the moment. Just paying our respects to them is the most important thing right now.
Yeah, and I can imagine. On the other thing as well, do you see this game as maybe, and I know you keep on saying it's just one game so far, and you're right, but playing the world champions in your second game, almost as a game that you almost can measure yourself exactly how far in. Is it a good thing to play maybe such a big side so early in the tournament rather than meeting them in a knockout game, for instance?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, with our pool and as strong as our pool is, you have to meet them sometime, And I think, starting the tournament well is great for us, but we're excited to meet them. Brent, we've known our pool for a couple of months now. We've had plans and we've been watching these teams during the Six Nations. They haven't played a Southern Hemisphere team yet, so we're excited to represent the Southern Hemisphere. We're obviously very excited to represent South Africa and see how sort of they're going to deal with our game as well. So, as I said, a lot of respect for them, but we're really excited for Friday.
Are you hoping for another hot day at least on Friday?
1200 degrees, yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you. Maybe if I can ask Lucy, just the prospects of playing the world champions. Things went very well in the first game, but obviously, as Hash and Coach Kevin have alluded to, the prospects are facing England and pitting the South African backline against theirs.
Yeah, good afternoon. I think it's important that obviously we focus on what we're doing. We have a lot of respect for England, but we just on our processes and it's important that we just focus on what we need to display out there. It's going to be a very tough game, but we're up for it. And I think execution is going to be very important on that day. In terms of the backs, yeah, I think the boys are ready. The boys have done well, but that game against Australia is finished. We now on to the next one, and we obviously respect what they do, but we also just have to focus on what we do best.
Thank you.
Rian, can I jump in?
Yep, go ahead.
Another follow-up from Malusi. Obviously, scoring 70 points in the first game, you couldn't ask much more from an attack point of view. But as Kevin said, very much now talking about work-ons and coming into the next game. More specifically, what have been the work-ons for you on the back of that game? I mean, scoring 70 points, you can't have too much that you were too upset with. But were there sort of aspects you managed to find where you guys think you can improve?
No, there's always work-ons. Obviously, we're happy with the results, but there's always work-ons. In terms of just execution. Obviously, as we growing as a team, we just can get better in terms of the execution, in terms of what we're actually trying to achieve from a certain play. So yeah, very excited, but there's always work-ons in terms of in a team attack. So yeah, so we've gone through the things that we need to do. One of them will be obviously just to execute better.
Thanks, Lucy. Anyone else, guys? You guys happy that side?
Yeah, happy. Thanks, Brown.
Okay, fantastic.